What is up, my beautiful dolly people? Dr. Doll here. Welcome to another video. And I did a thing. So I have a little bit of a sense of humor. And I noticed on AG's website that they claim, when you look at their doll hospital page, there's a lot of rules you have to follow. They don't like for you to send a head without a body or a body without a head, because people who do, and this is from their website, it's not a direct quote, I'm paraphrasing, but people who do customs make quote-unquote Frankendolls by putting the head of one doll on the body of another doll. And that kind of cracked me up when I saw that, because it's just funny to me, because anyone I know that is an AG custom designer absolutely adores American Girl, follows all the latest releases and all the latest dolls, and supports them and promotes them. But it's not a reciprocated love. AG feels threatened for some reason. They feel threatened by people who do customs, which I think is kind of funny, that a corporation as large as Mattel feels threatened by little peons like me that make 20-30 bucks here and there. And I think it's because we've tapped into a market that they haven't or just can't. But the term Frankendoll, when I heard it, it absolutely just cracked me up. And I kind of took it as a challenge. I was like, I don't really consider taking an old doll, fixing it up, and making her pretty again to be it's like I'm some evil genius doctor, that I'm creating some monstrosity in my basement. I wouldn't call that Frankendoll. But I wanted to be a little tongue-in-cheek with it. So I was like, what if I actually created a Frankendoll? Could I actually make that work? And I went to my box of doll parts and I created a Frankendoll. So here she is. This is my monstrosity, my Frankendoll that I created. And I think she looks gorgeous. So I had the body of a vintage Our Generation doll. The head had been melted by me attempting to do an eye swap on it. It's one of my earlier attempts at eye swapping, and totally melted the plastic, but I still had the body and I didn't want to throw it away. So I had a body with no head, and then I had a Rebecca Rubin head with no body. Her body had been completely ripped to shreds by an animal, I'm assuming a dog. So I had a body with no head and a head with no body, and I was like, so I just for kicks, put the head on this body with a zip tie, and I was like, you know what, actually, the skin tones are kind of a close match. It didn't look bad. So I just went with it. I gave her this gorgeous wig. I gave her a little face paint. She's wearing this gorgeous Hawaiian print dress with a little keyhole and halter neck. And then I painted her nails. The vintage from the late 90s, the vintage OG dolls have very delicate hands and feet. It's very interesting, and the plastic is much harder than it is now. Now the arms are squishy, this plastic is very hard. But I was like, it actually, them AG coining the term Frankendoll actually gave me an idea for a new doll. Basically, I was like, what if you did this? It's not necessarily a new concept. I've seen people on Instagram who've done it. They've taken a American Girl doll head, put it on an OG body, or vice versa, an OG head on an AG body. I've seen it done. It always looks a little off to me, but it's not like a new thing. But I don't know, just the fact that they were like, oh, people who do customs make Frankendolls. I was like, well, okay, I'll make a Frankendoll then. So I did. And I think she looks great. I think she looks beautiful. And it's interesting because I think there's actually potential here to tap into a market that hasn't been tapped into yet, because the customs I do for our generation dolls run about 45 to 60. Those are on the lower end of customs. And then there's a huge gap to my AG customs, which run 125 to 200 typically. So you have this pretty broad gap, about $80 gap. And I think the Frankendoll idea has potential to kind of fill in that gap of the market for people who are looking for more of a mid-range doll. So I think there's some potential here. I think she's gorgeous. I would totally buy her. And I don't know, I'm gonna just put her up for sale and see what happens. Maybe someone will buy her. Maybe she'll just become part of my permanent collection. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. Like I said, I have kind of a sense of humor, so when I saw the term Frankendoll, it just cracked me up and it made me want to make a Frankendoll. So that's what I did. And let me know if you want me to make more, because honestly it was kind of fun and I don't really see what's so wrong about it. Like, it's not hurting anyone. It's certainly not hurting the environment, because if anything, it's saving the environment. You're saving doll parts from being thrown in the landfills. You know, this doll head and this doll body could easily have just been tossed, but instead I repurposed it for a new creation, so to say, recycling, repurposing. It's not hurting the consumers because, like I said, it's almost like it's targeting a new market audience. So the environment's winning, the consumers are winning. Really the only person that it might affect negatively is Mattel. So I guess they feel threatened by people who do customs, which honestly cracks me up, that, you know, because people who do customs, they're just people. They're just individuals like me. And like I said, we're not like getting rich off of this. We're just making 20, 30 bucks here and there. But for some reason, I guess they feel kind of threatened by us. So it just cracks me up. So anyways, that's my Frankendoll. I'm going to put her up for sale on Mercari and Etsy and see what happens. Maybe someone will buy her. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. So anyways, we'll see you in the next video. And bye-bye.